everyone, welcome to the channel. I am Manali and I'm here with another case study today. So this is from one of my podcast management clients, and the whole crux of the case study is that we grew the download numbers after this one little hack that I'm going to share with you right now. So, before I dive into the case study, I would want to tell you who I am so that you pay attention to what I'm saying. I am Manali. I'm a podcast producer. I have been producing podcasts for 2 years now, and I've had the opportunity to produce 4 shows that hit the Apple charts in several nations, and I have produced over 400 plus episodes. I say 400 plus because I stopped counting after that. Before I dive into the case study, I would like to burst a myth that many people I thought have when it comes to podcasting and content marketing. Actually, in general, everyone thinks that podcasting is easy. Growing a podcast is easy. It's not that easy. It takes efforts, and everyone thinks it's a linear growth, which is not the case every time. So there could be months where you must be trying to figure out your messaging, how you should package your episode, how should your titles look like, so that your ideal listeners click on those and they consume your content, and then we can look into the retention charts and everything. So the road to growing a podcast is not linear. You have to create high quality content and then keep testing new ideas to see growth. And also it's about stacking a heap of content as well. When you're there for long, your chances of success increase, as opposed to doing podcasting for say 3 months, 2 months, 7, 8, 10 episodes, and then you're in the thin air. So don't do that. Good things take time, and that's my message here. So now that I have communicated my message, let's jump to the case study that I am here to share you. So here's how my client was able to spike his podcast downloads by 28% from the previous month, and how you can too. Okay. So what he did was he made a list of top influencers in the industry, and then the networking comes into place. So he networked with them. It could take a while if you're just beginning and have like no experience in your industry, but if you have good networks, then this must be easy. So you network with the high profile people, and then just when the time is right, pitch them the topics that would interest them, and ask them if they'd like to discuss it on your show with you, so that everyone in the industry benefits by listening to your conversation. And once you have their interest, invite them to your show, and show up prepared for the show. Ask them questions that might benefit the audience, and question out of curiosity. This is very crucial, and pay attention to whatever they are saying. Of course you will, because it's a high profile guest, but pay attention, because sometimes you just snap out of listening, and don't do that with this guest. So let your questions arise out of curiosity, and it's not necessary to follow all the questions that you have, but just make sure as a host you keep the flow of the conversation going on. Okay, don't just abruptly make and break and ask out of the context questions here and there. That will just that will not keep the flow clean. Okay, because what happens is, what I have seen is, even if you get a good guest on your podcast, it may bring the episode may bring many listeners on your podcast, but say it adds 100 more listeners to that episode, and 100 more listeners have now listened to your podcast. What will make them stick to your podcast? Say even if 40-50% of them will keep listening to your podcast, if they sync with you, if they like you, keep adding your ideas and inputs to the conversation while the guest is talking as well. Not interrupting, but adding your inputs to the conversation. In that way, your audience also knows that it's a good way to establish your authority, basically. So show up prepared, and record well, and let them know the tentative dates when the episode might release. And it doesn't end here. The magic begins when you stay on the top of their mind and get them to share the podcast on their platform to their audience as well. This is one way. The other way, you can also create a buzz on your social media before you record the podcast. During the recording, you could take a BTS video or a snapshot and then put it on social media, and then after recording, just make noise about it. So this is the whole thing. I also wrote a tweet about it. I'll paste it somewhere here so that you can read it. So just stay on the top of the mind of your guest even after you finish recording, and engage on their content in their DMs and show them that you genuinely care about this relationship. And before the episode releases, share the final piece with them. Make it super convenient for them to promote your episode, and then pray that they do it, because it's not that easy to get your guests to share episodes on social media. So what happened in this case was, there was this star guest on my client's podcast, and he shared the episode feature in his newsletter, which really helped people from his newsletter come to our podcast, and there was a whopping 28% increase in monthly downloads. This got the podcast more visibility. It opened up opportunity to bring similar and better guests on the show, and also you can reuse the clips over and over and over like 3 months, 6 months, and that adds to your credibility as well. So yeah, that's the whole case study that I have for you. If you're looking for support with your show, you can connect with me on Twitter or LinkedIn, or you can even book a one-on-one meeting with me through the scheduling link, which is in the description. Yeah, that is all for today. Let me know if you want me to cover anything else, any other topics which you have in mind when it comes to podcasting or even content marketing. I would love to share my 2 cents on it. That is all for this video. Like the video if you found this useful. Subscribe to the channel for more on podcasting and content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.